Hi, welcome back to Strong as You Think. And today I'm talking about I'm listening, I'm empathizing, and it's not working. I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience, but I used to have the experience with my kids and they would be upset about something. Yes, kids get upset. So I would give them attention. I would listen. I would empathize. I would feel angry and sad with them when they were feeling angry and sad. But often they just seemed to be more frustrated and worked up. I was so confused. I thought I was doing it right. I was giving them attention and even more attention, which is what I assumed they needed. I had 4 kids, so I assumed they needed more attention, and I paid them more attention. And I thought I was validating their feelings. But why did things seem to be getting worse? So not just that it wasn't helping, but actually seemed to be getting worse. They were getting more upset. And then when they were more upset, I was more upset. So then I would start to wonder, is there something wrong with them? What's wrong with these kids? Is there something wrong with me? Why is this happening? I must be doing something wrong. And then as I went into all my further interactions with this thought, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with them? With those thoughts in the back of my mind, that just invited more anxiety and defensiveness into the whole situation. And more anxiety and defensiveness didn't help at all either. So I was trying those things that lots of parenting advice says, that the kids aren't getting enough attention, they're not getting enough validation, but it just wasn't working. And I felt discouraged. I didn't really know what to do. And I could even see this happening with my husband sometimes too. He would come home from work or other meetings and he was feeling stressed or upset about something. And I would empathize and I would be on his side. But sometimes he also seemed to get more frustrated and just not want to talk anymore. So I was feeling pretty useless, and that was not fun to feel like. I didn't really know what to do. So what changed? So what happened? So I came to the realization that particularly with those people that are more disposed to empathy, to being empathetic, they tend to sense and take on the feelings of others more easily. I don't know if you feel that way in your life or if you know people like that, but they sense other people's emotions and feelings pretty easily. So when I was feeling angry or stressed in an empathetic, what I thought was an empathetic way with them, instead of them feeling the validation or the camaraderie and support, they were just feeling the added stress and anger and feeling guilty that they were causing me to feel stress and anger. So instead of them feeling, closer to me, it almost made us feel further apart, me feeling those, because they would feel guilty and responsible for me feeling bad and not good. They didn't think it was support. They felt like they were a burden. So how did I change that? Once I figured out that this, especially with empaths, that this reaction was actually working counter to what I'd hoped. But so first, part of me thought, well, if I'm causing them more stress when they are stressed, then maybe I should avoid them when they're upset and stressed. And sometimes maybe that's a good strategy, but not all the time. Like, do you always want to be ignored when you're feeling stressed? I don't think that's going to work all the time. So what else was going to work without me avoiding them? So through some of the work I did in certifying for coaching, I found out that I could recognize and acknowledge the feelings that they were having without actually feeling those feelings myself. So I could hold their experiences and listen without getting fully involved or making their emotions be a problem for me. And I think that's part of it too, is like when we act like we feel stressed with some of these people, you know, particularly the empathic ones, when we feel that way, they think that it's a problem for us to be feeling that, right? So then they're feeling our stress and we're feeling their stress, and it becomes this funny cycle with these particularly empathic people. But when I learned that I could listen to them without getting super emotionally involved, and that it didn't stress me out to listen to their stress or anxiety or anger, then I could listen and I could empathize genuinely, but I didn't have to get worked up. I didn't have to get wound up about it. And as I practiced this and started trying this, it really was amazing. I remember one week where I noticed this in particular. The two of my children who are the most empaths happened to both come to me that week in tears over different things. And I was able to kind of just sit calmly and listen without, like, I didn't feel stressed or upset. I was sad for them, you know, a little bit sad, but I wasn't worked up. I wasn't stressed or upset. Wasn't looking to get mad at whoever hurt them. I was just listening and just kind of maybe just feeling a little sad, but not getting worked up, right? So as I listened, it was interesting. They started to calm down. And as they calmed down and continued to talk about their experience, they were each able to come up with their own solutions and left the conversation feeling more calm. And that's something that I hadn't felt like had happened very much, because I thought that listening to them and being on their side was supposed to make them feel better and feel supported. But ironically, that actually made them more stressed and more irritable and more defensive. But when I could just listen, and actually I didn't have to say a whole lot and not get upset, when they just felt like they were listened, they came up with their own solutions. They felt calm, they felt empowered. And so that's just been super powerful to me in my interactions. While I am not able to do that perfectly all the time, understanding this helps me to calm down when I am tempted to feel that way, when I am tempted to be mad at someone who's hurt my child, that it actually stresses them out more instead of helps. But just listening and validating their feelings by just listening, nodding, and just, you know, really wanting to be there but not be emotional actually helps them a lot more than feeling those stressful emotions with them, particularly those people that take on other people's emotions. So I just want to offer you that if you think that things aren't working, that you're empathizing, you're listening, you're being there, and you feel like it's not working, I would offer to take a look and see how involved you're getting emotionally with that, and how can you still show love and support and listen without taking on the emotion of the situation too much. And you might be surprised at how powerful and empowering that is to the person that you're with. So thank you for joining me. And as always, if you want more help with this or anything else, feel free to reach out. You can email me at amyelkinscoaching@gmail.com. You can find me on social media on Facebook, Amy Strong Elkins, or Instagram at Amy Strong or Amy S. Elkins, sorry. And feel free to reach out whenever you like. And Thanks again for joining me, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.